Welcome back to another episode of Bravo Breaking News.
So this week's Vanderpump Rules episode was full of drama, of course, and we're even starting to see some Easter eggs that are very telling about Raquel and Tom Sandoval.
That's right. We are going to give all of our thoughts about Sandoval and Katie versus Sheena. But first, make sure you check out our new Vanderpump Rules merch in our store below and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any recaps or Bravo breaking news to come.
Okay, so we start the episode. We're back at guys' night at the Mondrian. James is freaking out because Raquel just showed up with Charlie and it's supposed to be a guys' night. He told Allie it was a guys' night. You know, we see him and Tom Sandoval and Brock leave and Sandoval's like, no, I didn't know this was happening. But 30 seconds earlier, he was like, oh, yeah, they left Havasu because the girls were being mean. So it's like, Tom, I think you did know it was happening, but now you're pretending like you didn't know. Did you pick up on that?
Yes, those were my thoughts exactly. I mean, he's definitely contradicting himself on that. How did he know that they left, but he didn't know that they were coming to guys' night? I mean, his face kind of looks surprised, but I think it's more maybe happy and thrilled that they're there than surprised. So yeah, I'm not buying it. But you know, they're kind of talking about their trip in Havasu, and Raquel's just basically saying she's just gonna be single and gonna have fun, and I'm young, fun, and just going to live my life. And honestly, it just makes me sick to my stomach what she really means by all of that. And, you know, she's sharing to the guys that the girls said that she's only interested in men that are already taken. And it is just shocking. I mean, she's saying this days before she starts an affair with a man who is taken.
Yeah, it was pretty ballsy. And, you know, Tom is funny. Schwartz is funny because he's like, oh, you stood up to Lala? Like, he's like telling the camera, like, that's pretty hot, you know? So we're seeing Schwartz kind of getting interested in her, but we know that this is the time that she's actually getting interested in Sandoval. They're getting closer. They're starting their affair. So I don't know. It's just all so messy. James ends up leaving because, you know, he didn't want to make Allie feel uncomfortable with, you know, hanging around with Raquel when Allie is not there. So, and then we're also kind of seeing the other side of the party with the girls back in Havasu, which, P.S., we don't need to be in Havasu for more than one episode. I just have to say that.
I agree. The girls come back from their night at BJ's, which, yeah, I mean, would be a flop night for me, honestly, but like was the best night for them. And, you know, Lala shares that she's bringing the man that she met there back to the house, and Katie is all about it. You know, Katie is basically saying that she's getting a cornucopia of dick right now, and she wants the same for Lala. So more power to her.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to hear Katie say that because a couple episodes ago, she was kind of denying that. She was like, no, I've just made out with someone, and I don't know, but whatever. So yeah, Lala's guy's coming over. She says she's nervous. She hasn't had sex in a while. And the whole time she was with Randall, it wasn't that great anyway, which is, you know, contrary to what she would have led us to believe all those years that she was with him. But she, you know, she's looking to have some fun. The girls are supporting it, and she's going to have a good night.
And that she did. You know, the next morning, she is telling the girls about it. And I'm happy for Lala. I'm happy that she's moving along from Randall as she should. She should have done that a long time ago, but it's easier said than done. The girls also are still talking about Raquel. And while they're glad that she left, because obviously they weren't getting along, they definitely are holding resentment because she left to go to guys' night, which is completely understandable. You know, Katie's basically saying, like, now I know Raquel just sucks and she's not somebody I want to be friends with. So, that's the demise of yet another relationship with Raquel way before they knew any of this. So I think we're just going to keep seeing the dominoes fall.
Yeah, for sure. So there's a couple of like Easter eggs I wanted to call out that are in this episode. And the first one is like James talking to the camera about how, when he and Raquel were together, it was always he was the bad guy and she was so perfect and no one ever questioned her actions. She could get away with whatever. And he's like, she's messing up everyone's relationships now. She's getting in the middle of Tom and Katie. She's making out with, a married guy. She's going after someone Lala was interested in. So he's like, let's point the finger at her for a minute. And it's just like, oh my God, the foreshadowing in this. Like, it can't be written better. It really is. It's like this big, Greek tragedy that we're watching in real life.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make this shit up. Like, this is really what is going on before any of the Sandoval news broke. So James, of all people, knows her better than anybody else. And he's on to something. The other people are slowly realizing the same things about her. And honestly, James I'm living for him this season. He's right on the money. And James and Raquel also have this conversation at SUR. Raquel, wants to talk to James and just be like, look, I'm going to be places that you are. Allie needs to be okay with it. It's whatever. And once again, it's like Raquel is inserting herself into, their friend group. And James is kind of slowly being ushered out, which I think is sad, because he's the one that brought her into this. But they talk about the pool party, and basically James didn't even know about the pool party. Raquel had to tell him that Tom Sandoval told her he was invited. So this is yet another little Easter egg that shows us they are in contact. They have a text chain going on. And as far as we knew before this, they weren't really close friends, themselves. So this is definitely a hint that something is brewing.
Yeah, for sure. And it was annoying how she was like, are you going to Tom Sandoval's pool party? Sorry, but last time I checked, it wasn't just Tom Sandoval's house. It's Tom and Ariana's house.
Wow.
And then she was like, yes. And then, James like, well, I don't know if I'm invited. And she's like, oh, you're invited. Tom Sandoval told me. It was like, I just didn't like the way she kept saying his full name like that. It irked me. But yeah, there's some chatter going on behind the scenes between the two of them. So why don't we just skip to the pool party? Raquel shows up. She's looking hot. Honestly, they all look good. And, we're trying to figure out, has the affair started at this point? It seems like, we can tell that they're talking. But we don't know, what has happened, if anything, physically yet. So what's your theory on this?
Yeah, I'm at the same place as you. We heard that the affair started shortly after guys' night. So if this is the day after, I'm not sure about the filming timeline exactly, but, it may not have started yet. However, the lightning bolt necklace is present at this party. So we do have a tiny symbol of maybe the start of something. Only on Tom,
she's
though.
Wearing it?
No, only on Tom, not on Raquel. So it's just a little something to hold on to. We also meet the guy that Raquel supposedly made out with at Coachella. So this whole Coachella thing is just being blown out of proportion. First, it was Schwartz. Then it was Sandoval. And now it's this guy who doesn't really look like either of them. So I kind of want to get to the bottom of this. Who was it really this guy that she made out with at Coachella? Or is this once again just another cover-up?
I think it's both. I think she did make out with this guy, and I think he kind of looks like Schwartz. And like, if you see them in context together and you're a fan, it's like, oh, it's Schwartz and Raquel. But I think that she probably also made out with Sandoval. Listen, no judgment. I was young once too. And, it's a long weekend. So I think that he might be kind of being used as a distraction.
Okay. All right.
A diversion, if you will. So we get Lala talking about how she's over Raquel. She can't forgive her for what she said to her. And she's, telling Sheena all this. And one thing that did make me laugh is she was like, if you're going to act like a troll, I'm going to treat you like a troll. And don't be shocked when I do it. I don't know why. I just thought that was pretty funny. And then we're kind of seeing like, Raquel talking to Sheena after. And Sheena just tells her everything. She's like, oh yeah, Lala just said that you were weak.
I love Lala versus Raquel. I mean, honestly, like nobody can touch Lala. Her one-liners and her clapbacks are perfection. And especially when she says, watching Raquel trying to create thoughts is mesmerizing, because honestly, I agree. It's like every sentence that comes out of Raquel's mouth takes her about 20 seconds longer than it would the average person. And it's like she's really thinking about what she's saying before she speaks. And I don't know, it is a little bit mesmerizing, but I don't know. I'm definitely Team Lala. I'm kind of living for her doing these little jabs against Raquel. And all Raquel really has to say back is that Lala is pathetic. So I don't know. I would...
Yeah, not the most creative comebacks.
It's not. And if I were Lala, I think I would latch on to this too. I mean, the things she said in Havasu, the mistress comment, and the, thank God you don't have a man, were pretty low.
Agree, but I also still think that Lala would have said the same shit, So Lala can be pretty mean with her words, so I just don't know that she's one to take it to heart so much. But anyway, we get an interesting moment with Ariana kind of standing up for Raquel when they're like, talking about her galaxy lights that she brought to Vegas. And, she says that she thinks Christina and Katie and Lala probably gave Raquel the mean girl treatment. So I don't know. This just proves that Ariana is just like too good for this show, honestly, too good to be hanging around these people. But watching her kind of defend this woman who is, we all know, is going to be starting an affair with her partner, like, is just, it just like hurts down here.
It's really, really tough to watch. And, she's defending her about the galaxy lights of all things. Like, it's like Ariana will defend Raquel, like, for anything. It's like they're that good of friends. So I don't know. It's really, really tough to watch. Not only is Ariana standing up for Raquel, though, Sandoval also stands up for Raquel and basically calls Lala a bully. And, the whole thing just starts right back up again. They talk about James and Lala hooking up, and James doesn't want to be dragged into it. He is honestly on his best behavior this season. He does not want a part of the drama. He is being open and honest with Allie about everything. And, meanwhile, Raquel and Lala, there's no solution in sight. They're never going to be friends. And I don't think that's going to happen, especially now.
Yeah, and I think Raquel certainly cares more than Lala cares. And she's real proud of herself for, standing up to Lala Kent. And this new self-confidence that she has found is, she's just really proud of herself. And then she does this awkward feather dab thing that we just didn't need to see.
Oh my God. When she did that, I don't know if I've ever cringed more in my entire life. Why was that necessary? I have no words.
So now, okay, if we kind of transition into the Sheena versus Katie situation, do you want to break that down for us?
Yes. So we learn that Sheena's wedding hotel is fully booked and her bridesmaid can't get a room. We also know that Katie has now been uninvited from the wedding. And so Sheena thinks that Katie is just going to give up her room for Sheena's bridesmaid, just like that. And it doesn't go down as easy as Sheena expects it to. They're really trying to convince Katie to give up her room. And Katie is just like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm going on vacation in Mexico. It's a big resort. I'm bringing Christina Kelly, and you can have your wedding there with or without me.
Yeah. And Sheena, it's like, Sheena, did you really think that Katie was going to agree to this? Like, no. I mean, it just, you knew this conversation was not going to go well. She's pissed. She goes out and finds Schwartz and is like, you need to get her to fall in line. Like, you need to get her to do something. Like, this is not right. I don't want her negative energy there, which I understand. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of, I can't decide where I land on this one. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts, but it's like, Katie, if you're uninvited, if you don't want to be supported, like if you don't want to go to Sheena's wedding, then don't go to Sheena's wedding. Like, take your plane ticket, find another resort if you want to go to Mexico, and, have a good time. But this is kind of, it's just going to be like awkward. You're like hanging around, but not going to the wedding. So I don't know. Where do you stand on this?
I mean, I think that's exactly why Katie's going to do it. It's petty. It is, she wants to get a rise out of Sheena, and that's exactly what she's doing here. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if I were Katie, I wouldn't give it up either. Sheena's been, trying to hook Raquel up with my ex-husband, or not even ex, still husband. And, if she thinks that I'm going to do something nice for her, she's in for a surprise, because no, I'm not going to. I'm going to be petty. And if she's asking me to do something, I'm going to do the complete opposite. So I am firmly Team Katie on this one. I would not be giving up my room for Sheena. Her bridesmaid that I don't give an F about can figure it out on her own. And it's got nothing to do with me. I am going to stand out on my balcony and watch the wedding happen right below my room, which we see in the flash forward, and I died.
So funny. Like, so funny. I could just imagine Sheena looking up and just like seeing Katie and Christina like standing there drinking champagne, waving. It's like, oh my God.
It is so hilarious.
So Schwartz is trying to, convince Katie. Now he's getting himself involved, and it's like, Schwartz, of all the time, like, he usually does nothing. Like, Schwartz's default is to do nothing, right? And it's like, this is the time that you decide to go in and do something. Like, this is a fight you're not going to win. You're not going to get on Katie's good side by, trying to get her to do this. So it's like, I don't know what made him think that this was a good idea. And then he's like following her outside, like, do you want me to get you an Uber? Well, you look good. You look really cute.
I know, Schwartz, like, stay out of this. This is one thing that you don't need to insert yourself into. You and Katie already have enough problems. So please stay out of it. If you've learned anything from your history, just mind your own business. And maybe even if you're going to insert yourself, take Katie's side for once, like, just for the hell of it. Like, since when are you Sheena's, like, ride or die? I don't know. That's totally rubbing me the wrong way. I am not loving it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I do love watching it.
And one more super important question that I need to ask you about this episode. Where do you fall on Katie's straw beret at the pool party?
It's very Katie. So I'm going to give it to her. I think it was cute and different, and her style is unique. So that's all I'm going to say about it. What about you?
You're going to allow it. Okay. No, I agree. It was definitely a bit out of place, but I thought it was a cute look, with the polka dot dress and stuff. So
yes, Katie in Paris.
Definitely a choice.
Katie in Paris.
Exactly.
I'm good with more of that. So that was this week's episode. Again, there were a lot of Easter eggs and little signs of Sandoval, and I expect a lot more where that came from as the season progresses. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our recaps and Bravo breaking news to come.
Thanks, everyone, and go check out our merch. We have some great stuff on there.
See you next time.
Bye.